Alright, viewers, we're going to start in a minute. Just going to make sure that we can hear the game. Not that. Alright. Alright, viewers, it's Sim's Dreamer. Just a second. Alright. So, yeah, this is, I don't know where to start with this. I mentioned this right at the end of my last video that on my external hard drive that I had some of my old saves, and this was actually a world that I made, and mostly this world is flat, other than me trying to make a beach back there. But anyway, which I guess they could swim in the ocean now. I think around the other edges of the world that it's just floating. Yeah, I didn't want to make this world really complicated. Yeah, because I didn't really care, and just the more trees that you have everywhere, that it just will make it more likely to lag. And this town has like something like about 200 Sims that are in it. Well, anyway, I'll just explain what happened. I had, like I said, I saved my old stuff onto my external hard drive, and I didn't know where the heck my USB cord that could connect to that into my computer was at. But it was still on the back of the computer. I finally looked back there and found it. So I've been spending tonight. I didn't have to go into work. They didn't call me. So been spending the night trying to get some of my stuff on. The thing is, like, and I still brought in quite a lot of mods, but I just don't want what was happening before in the Sims 3 with lag and stuff, and how long it would take to load things or whatever. That it was just because I had so many damn mods, which I've actually brought a lot of that back in, but not quite enough. I'll just say, yeah, this is the house I was saying at the end of the last video. It's shaped in an H, and here's the thing: is like now it like really doesn't matter because I'm a single guy. So I had built, and this, like, the last time I had played in this was in 2015. That's where I got this save from, and I've saved myself in this town a bunch of times. So because of that by itself, it may not work very good, and just whatever. There is a lot in this world, but yeah, I just freaking. I've actually seen that there's other videos where people have done this, where one guy's channel, I know he was in Bridgeport. I guess I'm preferencing this by saying this, that he was in Bridgeport, and he had made like Rihanna and whoever the hell else, and Rihanna was his girlfriend. So I mean, just whatever, So I mean, that's just the way us guys are. In this game, you could just do whatever the hell you want. So in this house, I have my sim, that basically looks like me. We've seen him, being modest and everything in the Peanuts home, along with that genie that was the other caretaker for them, and I didn't do anything. Anything risque in that. We're not really going to do anything risque, I don't guess, in this video either. But in this version of myself, I'm living with about 30 women. Because it's just a male fantasy, It's like, I just kind of wanted to design how I would want a house to be if that was the case, and if heaven was a real place, and you could actually have this be, that's what heaven would be, as long as all the girls were. I wouldn't want them to, I wouldn't want them to like not have free will or something like that. Of course, in the Sims, they only have free will whenever I tell them that they can, and if I click on them, I can take control of them. But it's just I know it's kind of misogynistic or whatever, I guess, or whatever the word would be, but just whatever. I can imagine that probably there's been women that have played Sims 3 and did the reverse of this, that they freaking had a bunch of men living with them, or if they were a lesbian, they had a bunch of women living with them, or just whatever. But yeah, I mean, with MRAS's mods, you can have more than 8 people live in the house. So I just had a bunch of women that I had created live here. Now the thing is that it's kind of crazy, since I've tried to reinstall some of my old stuff back into here, and I don't know if this would have worked better if I had like brought them in with the exact same folder names, like main folder names that I give them, because I had done it by like dates and all that kind of stuff. But most of the girls, it's not loading their hair, so it's just using, I don't know why it's brown instead of the right color, but they all have brown hair that makes them look like they're teachers or something, like the style of it. So shit, I've gone through and edited just a couple of them that are my favorite ones in here. But yeah, and we've seen a bunch of these girls. Most of these girls we've seen in other videos, either being around town, like some of them were those quote rich girls that I said whenever we were in that new Sunset Valley that was flat. And then some of them have been in my exotic dancer, uh, exotic dance club videos. So anyway, but yeah, this house, like, I designed this thing to where, even though there are 30 freaking Sims that live here, it's still easy to navigate. Now, I don't know how easy it's going to be since I hadn't tried to play this household in several years now. But, yeah, and it's just going to irk me to keep seeing them, like, not wearing the right thing. But, yeah, what I was trying to say, I had all kinds of mods for, for lingerie. And I don't know where the hell I stored that, or if it's not showing up correctly. I didn't really try to look at the clothes, just looking at the hair, and yeah, it didn't load any of the makeups that I had. I'm not going to so much worry about makeup unless it needs to be really specific. Like, that's one thing at least that I can not have be a mod. And I had mods where their eyes also would be prettier than it is normally in the Sims, to where they kind of sparkle or whatever, sort of. But just whatever. It looks like, though, that I did make, like, I would make their eye color be what I want it to be if there wasn't any makeup on, and then freaking put that makeup on that made their eyes be different. So just whatever. They said, yeah, between that and the makeup, they're not going to be quite as pretty as they had been. But whatever. Yeah, I get. Well, shit. It's kind of like, this is my version of me being Hugh Hefner and living in the Playboy Mansion, except it's the Heaven Mansion, because it's an H-shaped thing, and if all the girls were nice, at least, and were into you and whatever, then it would be heaven, as long as you're a heterosexual dude, which I am. So anyway, also in this town, I've got like a bunch of the things that I've created. So yay, we're going to be able to see some of the things that I've created. Some of it we've seen in other videos. Most of it we've seen in other videos between my live streams and my machinimas that I've done. And yeah, it also just interesting to say is, like, it wanted to try to place the festival, and it wanted to use that that warehouse from Riverview again. Well, I got the Joker living in that home as a residence. Hopefully, it's going to freaking make him and Harley Quinn look correct, because I freaking put that mod in for Harley Quinn's outfit and the hair for her. We've seen that in a video before, but anyway, I don't know. But yeah, just saying about that, I told it not to do that, and then just looked at what all it had, and yeah, it had, like, it's kind of weird how it did this. It had a bunch of parks, and it had festival versions of them, and then it just had like normal versions of them. So I placed the festival version, and in the center of this town, I had used Twin Brooks Park. So I just deleted that and freaking used that, because I made the road, go on all four sides of it. I know this would be easier to see if I would just show it while I'm talking about it, but yeah. So anyway, I placed that there. Hopefully, it's going to work. And we don't have anybody in this household that hates the outdoors, so that's not going to matter, right? But for that girl, whatever I named her, that was in the other town, that I was controlling, that she enjoyed having the skating rink be inside, right? So yeah, and that's my this is actually on the exchange, like the thing that's behind this, that's a the gym or whatever, the athletic center. And yeah, I've got it, like I have the most recent version of NRAZ's mods now, but it still was using like my presets that I had used you know. And let's see. I don't know if I had pets yet. I know I didn't have university whenever I made this world, and the last time I saved it, and definitely didn't have seasons because I just got that a couple of days ago. But I had supernatural, and shit, I don't know how good it's gonna work because it was starting to mess up once I got to this save point. But I've got Club Diablo. I don't know if I've got Prima Donna Club in this town or not. One of the saves that I did of this, I would have it, but I just wanted to use the most recent because and it's just kind of sucks how this is that like with Sims, like you make the sim, right? But whenever you're making the sim, you can't give them like more than one outfit. So what I always end up doing, because I just like keep changing things and just freaking control, right? And so once they're a sim, I'll give them other clothes, or I'll change their clothes, or change their makeup, or change their hair, or whatever. And part of the time I'll save the household that way, and it doesn't like have that in the folders where you can see the names of the households. I can see the names of the saves, but not of the households. It must be in that freaking that folder that has just numbers for the data, and I didn't want to like copy all of that over. I didn't, because it was a lot, so I just was like whatever. But apparently this town is working correctly. It took me a while to find like where I had done the download of this town so that I could put it in the downloads and install it. But anyway, yeah, I mean the computer is still working. But holy shit, this household has, yeah, this household's crazy, and I played this household a lot because yeah. And we actually have Tinkerbell. We have her with, though this is with her normal size head. I did not have a mod yet that could like change the head. And I think the Simpsons live in this town too, but they just got the normal heads. Although I think I was able to make their eyes big. I had that, but I didn't have where I can make their heads bigger yet. And Phineas and Ferb live in the town too, and just whatever. Yeah, it was during back when that show was on, whenever I made this, or shortly thereafter, or whatever. I don't have the hair for Tinkerbell, but I put her into some other hair that works. So some of the girls' pictures, we're going to see what their hair should have been. But anyway, I guess we'll get it off of this. And yep, the image. Yep, that's me. That's who's on there. We're all celebrities. We're doing the celebrity thing because most of the time when I was in this town, I would control my people. So You couldn't hear anything I was saying anyway. I didn't have it unmuted. I was showing. God damn it. Well, I might as well just delete this video. Damn. You couldn't hear me. Great live stream, wasn't it? Well, shit. Well, anyway, we're going to that, and yeah, everything I just did, you couldn't hear it, you could see it, but yeah. All right, well, goodbye. Shit.